It's a pretty tough time we're going through at the moment, so what can you do as a freelancer to ensure you still get paid? That's what we're talking about in this video. Hey there, welcome to the video. So I just want to level with you. I recorded all of this in the studio before we left to work from home, but unfortunately all of the footage was slightly out of focus. I was recording it on my own and I couldn't see it on the little screen. So we're just going to record the whole video again today from the backyard. So in this video, we're going to be talking about how you can still earn money as a freelancer during this period. And I want to be quite serious about this period. It's going to be really, really tough for a lot of people out there. This video isn't one of those flashy videos that are going to help you try and earn thousands and thousands. This is really just to help you tick over in this really difficult period. You see, many of the companies that you probably do work for have probably already closed down, and if they haven't closed down, they may do in the next sort of coming weeks and months. So you've got to be very sensitive to their situation as well as yours, because we're all in this together. But these are my top tips to help you earn money during this period. And why can I say this? Well, I used to be a freelancer filming wedding videos. I then went to work into TV as a freelancer, in television here in the UK as a freelance floor manager. And now, of course, I run a business. I run Editor's Keys, and we now employ freelancers and creators. So I'm hoping that I can give you a bit of knowledge from all of these scenarios to try and help you out. So tip number one is to speak to all of your past clients. Get your little black book of clients out and speak to all of them. Can you help any of them out remotely? Maybe you can go back through some of the footage you've filmed for them before to help them put out a video just to keep their business in the minds of their customers. Also during this period, a lot of these types of businesses are closing down. So instead of maybe just a text Facebook post, they may want you to do a nice little video just saying thanks to their current customers. So again, this isn't going to be big work, but it's going to be work which is going to help you tick over. You'll also find, hopefully if this goes well and we all pull together, this period may be over in a couple of months. So some businesses will be using this time to think about how they can market their business after this crisis has gone. So go through your little black book and talk to all of your past clients. So tip number two is to upload your footage to stock websites. So if you're a videographer, maybe look through all of your past B-roll and footage that you've never used. If you're a musician or a producer, maybe look at some of the music you've produced that you've never used. And you can actually add all the titles, tags, metadata, and upload this to all of the many stock footage sites out there. I'll include a link in the description below to some of the best sites to upload to. But this is a great time that you can actually sit, if you're stuck at home, go through some of your past footage and upload a lot of this footage. You know, it's always great to upload stock footage anyway, just to have a bit of residual income coming in the background. But during a period like this, where many filmmakers who still need to make videos can't actually get outside the house or get outside their area to film, so you may see a bit of an increase in people going to stock footage websites to actually download the footage. So use this time sensibly. Look through all of your folders, all of your files, all of your hard drives, and see just if you can upload 10 or 20 clips. You may see a little bit of income from this period. Okay, so this next tip comes with a little bit of a caution. I know many of you are on full lockdown. Here in the UK, we are still allowed to go out at the time of this recording, but really take precaution with this one. So my advice here is, if you can still get out and your town is completely empty and you can keep a good social distance from everyone, maybe go out and film some footage now, some stock footage of your empty town or city. So again, only do this if it's safe to do so, and check government advice first. But think about this footage, it's a very important time in our history. Nothing like this has ever happened before. So not only will this footage be good for future generations, but you may find news networks will be willing to buy this footage. If it's filmed well, if it's filmed in 4K, it may be useful for news publications at this time, but also into the future. When people are doing documentaries about this time, they may need some footage of your town, your city. So as long as it's safe to do so, maybe use this time to film some stock footage of your area. Okay, so the next tip is if you are a YouTube creator. Now, what you should do is use this time to actually contact companies on the internet to see if you can do any paid sponsorship work. But I want to be real with you. I've seen loads of videos out there on YouTube already about how you can ask businesses for thousands during this time. And let's get real, it's not going to happen. Lots of these businesses, like ours, are going to be struggling. They're not going to have the budgets they had even 3 weeks ago. So use this time effectively. Accept that you're going to be earning a little bit less than you would during a good, healthy period. But that's fine. Reach out to these companies and see if they can send you a product in return for a paid post, paid sponsorship, that kind of thing. I can speak from Editor's Keys perspective, and we're looking for that. So if you're a filmmaker and you have a channel with good subscribers, you have a good niche on your channel, get in touch, because we're more than happy to send out products to people who are really in the niche that we're in. But of course, remember, you won't be getting paid as much as normal because just the budgets aren't there for a lot of businesses. We're okay at the moment because we're still running and we're working from home. But if you are contacting other companies, especially if they're very small businesses, they are not going to have the budgets they used to have. So just remember, you're using this time to tick over, and that's the important thing. Just enough money to keep yourself going through this period, and hopefully we'll be out of the other side very soon. Okay, so the next tip is a very small one, but it's just a reminder to make you think about charging a small deposit. Now, of course, you don't want to be too harsh on businesses and people at this moment in time because they may need the money too, but maybe think about a 10% deposit, just something that will help you if the job gets cancelled last minute. The next tip is audio. Could you use your voice for voiceover? If you've got a good USB studio microphone at home or a good microphone at home, could you do any voiceover work? There's actually a lot of websites out there which offer this. You can upload just yourself recording for 10 or 15 seconds, a small portfolio, maybe try and do some examples of adverts you've seen on the radio or television, and you could lend your voice to some voiceover work. Now, of course, there won't be as much work out there as usual, but you never know, you may be picked as the next voiceover for someone's project. The next tip follows on from audio. Maybe use this time where you're locked in your home for a few weeks to think about recording that podcast for your personal brand or business. There's many websites you can get to where you can find people to work with. There's matchmaker.fm, which we'll put a link to below. But have a think about, what could you talk about in your business podcast? Could you lend yourself to someone else's podcast? Maybe reach out to them and tell them about your business. Tell them about the struggles you're going through at the moment as a freelancer. All of this stuff can help you brand yourself for the future. It's definitely worth considering. And the final tip is to use this time to update your social media. How much time do you really spend just perfecting your LinkedIn profile, your Facebook, your Twitter, your Instagram feeds, all of that kind of stuff? Use this time to really polish it. Get it looking really, really good. Maybe look at some of the past portfolios you've put up. Are they really relevant in today's age? And do they really show you off in your best? Use this time to really polish your whole social media portfolio, as this will help you get work, maybe now, maybe in the future. And remember, on sites like LinkedIn, if you do some updates, everyone gets a notification of this update. So it really puts you in the forefront of people's mind. So there we go. I hope those small little tips have helped you, and let me know in the comment section below if you're going to be trying any of those tips. As I say, it's just important to keep ourselves ticking over, keep our mental health good during this period. So I just want to send my love to you, your friends and your family, and hopefully I'll see you again soon in the Editor's Keys studio and I can be out of my backyard. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.